The Institute, the place where where we watch God develop us into the leaders that He's called us to be. And today, I want to talk about this idea around the higher you go, the tougher the problems get. And what I mean by this is the higher in the organizational chart you go, the more difficult the problems that you have to solve. The easier problems are solved at lower levels. And I'm not demeaning lower levels by any means, but the way an entry-level job is set up is the responsibilities are more narrow, the risks are more narrow, what's required is less. But when you start moving up the organizational chart, the problems that you start to deal with are more difficult. And the truth is, solving problems is exhausting. Like it just is. It's really hard. And as a leader, you spend most of your time solving problems. So whether you are managing a program that's moving forward, you're solving problems as that program is moving forward. Or if you're developing something new, you're solving problems. You're saying, hey, we got to do this. But what if this happens, or this happens, or this happens, or this happens? So it's just constantly solving problems, and solving problems can be exhausting. So here's the key that I think is really important, is we have to take care of ourselves. We have to get good sleep. We have to get good exercise. We need to eat well. Like we have to do what's required for us to show up at work being refreshed and ready to what you're called to do. And this is why we've talked about this idea of coming back from a weekend like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Coming back from leave, I'm so tired. To be honest, that's poor leadership. That's not just poor use of time, it's poor leadership. You've chosen to say, I don't want to solve any problems at work, at least that are hard ones, because I'm just too tired to do so. And so what we have to do as leaders is we have to put the people that we are serving, whether that's the teams we lead, the children that are leading are the programs that we're in, the patients that we have to put them above ourselves. That's what's required as a leader. And so if we can't do that well and put people above ourselves and do what we need to do to show up at work ready to solve some hard problems on a daily, then we have to ask ourselves, do I really want to be a leader? Because people do like the idea of leadership. I like the idea of a title. I like the idea of being high up on the org chart. I like the idea of more salary. And we have these things we like. But then we also have to look at the other side. Do we like giving up some things on the weekend or on our leave to make sure that we're resting? Do we like solving problems? Do we like putting other people before ourselves? Like these are some key questions as a leader. So this moment in Institute isn't so much, here's a practical tool to help you make your leadership easier. This is more of a dig down deep and say, do I really want that or do I not? And I actually respect the person who says, I don't want it. I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to do what's required of me. I don't want to solve those kinds of problems. I don't want to lead people. I don't want that. You know what? I respect that. I respect that more than the people who say, I'm in, yet they're not willing to do what's required to do it. So today, I want you to think around this idea that the problems you have to solve, the higher you get up in the org chart, are more difficult than the problems that are down below. And it's designed like that on purpose. So that is the way every single organization works. It's also the way Cherish works. If you look at our entry-level employees versus the people that are higher up on the org chart, the problems that are solved are very different. Therefore, what's required of them is very, very different.